Dr. Singh, thank you for joining. The first question is, how do you think the tussles of the established and the establishing powers help us understand the situation in Pakistan? I'm referring to the BRIC and SCO and the NATO's. What is your opinion on that?
Well, first of all, just to clarify, these are my own opinions and not those of the Department of Defense or my college. In the AfPak region, it's a very central region for strategy. I mean, the Hindu Kush area is surrounded by the Caucasus, surrounded by China, it is surrounded by Iran, it is surrounded by India, it is surrounded by Pakistan. So it's a very central geopolitical region. I don't right now see any interest on part of Brazil in the area, but that still leaves Russia, and it leaves India, it leaves China. I don't see any role right now for South Africa. Well, any solution to Afghanistan at some point will have to involve regional powers, and that will include India and China and Pakistan, with some input from Russia and Iran. Any attempts to try to reach a solution there which does not involve regional powers is likely to be incomplete. Further, any solution there which tries to marginalize the Northern Alliance or completely force India out will also not be stable. That could lead to continued future war.
Dr. Singh, but you recently at the SCO conference, Medvedev of Russia invited President Karzai to join the SCO organization and promised him to assist its application. What's your opinion about that? How is that helping to shape the events in the region?
Well, inviting Afghanistan to join the SCO, to my point of view, is not that meaningful right now. I mean, Karzai still doesn't have control over his own government. If the Americans withdraw as planned from Afghanistan, the question is, how does Afghanistan bring about peace? It's not in a position to bring about peace by itself. Its army is not strong enough, its institutions are not strong enough. Then the question arises as to what role Pakistan will play. It is my understanding that what Pakistan wants is a friendly Pashtun leader, not necessarily Karzai in Kabul, a marginalized role for the Northern Alliance, and a depth in Afghanistan, which it says it needs against India, and wants to reduce the Indian influence. If Pakistan wants to use the Haqqani network to bring this about through war or negotiations, negotiations would be better, but if they involve regional powers, that will be stable. If they don't involve regional powers, in my opinion, that will not be a stable situation. And Pakistan might end up with another burden on top of all the burdens it has.
A related question is the death of Osama bin Laden and the recent announcement by President Obama regarding the troop withdrawal from Afghanistan. How do you think these developments help the Afghan reconciliation process? I'm referring to groups such as the Haqqanis, the Mullah Omars.
I think the killing of Osama bin Laden has really, its major impact has been in humiliating the Pakistani army and reducing the trust of the Pakistani people in the Pakistani army. I think that will blow over because at the end of the day, Afghanistan and the US and Pakistan will have to continue to work towards some sort of reconciliation of the Taliban. If the Haqqani group plays a clear and reconciliatory role there, I think it could lead to peace and it could lead to a regional government in Afghanistan.
Dr. Singh, what do you think is the implication of the Arab Spring that is taking shape in Middle East and has affected Egypt, Tunisia, and now Libya, and maybe even Syria? How does that situation impact Pakistan, where the divide between the government and the public is increasing as well, particularly as it relates to US-Pakistan relations, especially the OBL incident and now recently the drone attacks, the government has not been fully transparent with the public about its dealings with the US.
I don't think Pakistan is a situation equivalent to what's happened in large parts of the Middle East. Pakistan has a very free press. Pakistan has democratic representatives. Pakistan has a very significant army which is so far very well controlled and disciplined. So Pakistan is not in a situation where the people suddenly rise and want to throw the government out. I mean, they have ample opportunity to elect another government of their own. Nor do I think the conditions in Pakistan have reached a point where the people feel that they are being misled. What is happening in Pakistan is that the people are annoyed with US participation, and they say that the war is American war and not a US war. But if you look at the statements made by the army itself, they can make it clear that this is a war. It's an existential war, which is a major threat to Pakistan's own stability and future. What they haven't done is explain it to the people properly. I mean, they haven't explained why this war is necessary, how it's a threat, nor have they explained to the people why peace with India would bring dividends that are very positive, nor have they explained to the India, at least, to the Pakistani people, why Osama bin Laden was where he was. Yes, they're rounding up people who led the Americans to Osama bin Laden, but why haven't they had an inquiry into who was supporting Osama bin Laden? I mean, surely this one-handed approach leads even more doubt. Pakistan is full of rumors and controversy and conspiracy because so many things remain unresolved. I mean, we don't even know who killed Liaquat Ali, who killed Zia, who killed Benazir Bhutto, who killed the recent journalists. I mean, if you are in a position where you cannot get to the truth, then of course conspiracy theories will come to the fore. And I think that's what's happening to Pakistan, is that a reckoning is coming between the government and the army and the people in terms of what they're telling their own people.
The next question, Dr. Singh, is about the US and the Islamic world relations. We know that Iran and US relations have not been very good and have been tense because of its nuclear ambitions, in addition to other things. But recently, the Saudi Arabia-US relations have deteriorated as well, and we have seen the Pakistan-US relations have deteriorated as well. What do you think, where are things heading in terms of US and the relations of the Islamic world?
Well, I don't accept your idea of the Islamic world. The Islamic world isn't one world. I mean, they're very, very different Islamic countries. The relationship with Malaysia, sure, with Indonesia, very good. With India, very good. It's a very, very important Islamic state. With Bangladesh, very good. With Pakistan, I think the relations have worsened because, the Pakistanis are chafing under US control, and the US is chafing in the sense that they don't believe that the Pakistanis are fighting this war with wholeheartedness. I think the US doesn't understand that the Pakistani military finds it very hard to kill its own people. So I think there's enormous cultural, psychological misunderstanding between the two people. As far as Libya goes, I don't see between Gaddafi and the US that's neither here nor there. I think there will be a post-Gaddafi regime, and that'll be probably pro the West. I think Yemen is in a real difficult situation, and that will turn into a civil war between Yemenis. I think Saudi Arabia is unhappy because what it wants is a long retained friendship with the US with the retention of its autocratic single family rule. And the US has always had a choice whether to weigh that versus what it has seen in the Arab Spring. It is very hard for the US to say we want to back democratic regimes, and at the same time when people rise up in the thousands wanting democratic regimes, for the US to say, hey, sorry, we don't accept this, go back under the barracks, we like Mubarak, we like the military. I think Saudi Arabia will find its position more and more uncomfortable, because I think the time has come when autocratic emirates and autocratic one-family regimes are going to end someday.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.